What's up, guys? This is Vaughn from Simply Hawkward Games, and today I kind of felt like talking about some comics that I'm reading right now, and, getting into some other stuff. My last video, or like a couple videos go, is what I meant to say, but I didn't. So in a couple videos ago, I was talking about the sports team theory in comics. Now, the sports team theory, if you guys didn't watch it, which you really should, because I wore an oven mitt the whole time. Maybe, if that was that one. It was weird. But the sports team theory is that you don't have to choose just one. You don't have to be a DC fan. You don't have to just be a Marvel fan or anything like that. You can choose several, and if you do, you'll be way better off, at least in the comic book community, because you will know more, you'll have more stories. It altogether will just be a better life, is basically where I'm getting at with that. But today I just wanted to talk about some good starting points and where I've started off. If you guys have seen my other videos, which you definitely should, you would know that I'm a DC fan. I read a lot of DC, I watch a lot of DC, I do everything DC. I'm honestly surprised I'm wearing a Deadpool shirt right now because it's not DC, which he's cool. I mean, I'm not just the guy who bandwagon because of the movies. I have the shirt because of the Loot Crate thing, and I like t-shirts. So yeah, that's why I own this. Also why I own that oven mitt of the Infinity Gauntlet. But I'm hoping to get more into some Marvel comic books. What I started reading was The Astonishing Ant-Man. It is actually really good. A lot of people didn't enjoy Ant-Man before the movie came out. I loved Ant-Man beforehand. I mean, I didn't read a whole lot of Ant-Man, but I actually enjoyed the concept of somebody who's actually just really small. And when the Ant-Man movie came out, oh my god, I love that movie. I seriously own it. I think it's fantastic. It's a great movie. If you guys haven't watched it, holy shit, are you behind the time? Because you need to watch that damn movie. It's so good. But totally off track. I started reading The Astonishing Ant-Man. It actually follows it's pretty similar to the series, or the movie. The series is close to the movie in the way that he does have a daughter. Her name is Cassie. It is Scott Lang still. Hank Pym gave him the suit. There's a bunch of different stuff. I mean, he isn't Giant Man. There's a different guy, Giant Man, who he pays and works with and stuff like that, who had kind of a weird dead-end job. There's a guy in a bear suit, a tin can. There's all sorts of cool stuff. I've only read a couple issues. I'm really just starting to get into it, but I actually really enjoy it. Cassie, his daughter, is actually much older and is Wasp, I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly sure. But it's really interesting. I enjoy it so far. I mean, if you guys like the tone of the movie, you'd more than likely like the tone of these comic books because they follow very similarly. It's a lot of kind of weird humor between Scott and other people. And I actually really enjoy it so far. I'm very happy. It's kind of hard to find the issues, at least right now, in my transition to this new comic book store, so I'm just trying to find them, and then I'm going to read them, obviously. But I would say that's a good jumping off point for Marvel right now. A lot of people would say just jump in anywhere, whatever. But with, the fact that there is so much bordered on continuity these days, I would definitely recommend, if you want to hop in, start reading some back issues as well while you're reading these other issues. That's what I'm doing with The Astonishing Ant-Man. I am just hopping right in, and then I'm going to read some back issues when I find them to kind of more flesh out the environment. But I'm glad that I'm just hopping in because I honestly, didn't know there was so much, good stuff about Marvel. I mean, I obviously knew that. I've never completely written Marvel off. I just didn't enjoy it as much. But now I'm definitely more into it. I love the character of Scott Lang, and I'm happy to see him come back in these comics. So, some other stuff I would definitely recommend reading would be in the DC universe. I would definitely recommend reading up on some Nightwing and some Red Hood and the Outlaws. Nightwing is all about Dick Grayson kind of finding his own way to be a hero and stepping out of Batman's shadow, which I really enjoy because, I mean, who doesn't want to step out of, anybody that casts a shadow? I mean, there's literally so many people. So it's just a really interesting story. You don't have to know much about the Grayson series or the Nightwing series beforehand. That's what's nice about DC Universe Rebirth, but there are some annoying things about it. Red Hood I would definitely recommend because he has separated from Starfire and Roy, which Starfire was far beforehand, and Roy just happened. They separated really because, one, I mean, Roy had the inkling to he was going to leave anyway because he didn't really know who he was. He didn't know he was Speedy beforehand and stuff like that. With this whole DC Universe Rebirth thing, they really tied that in well. Now he's with the Titans. That's a series I wouldn't really jump into right now without reading the Titans Hunt series or watching some videos or something on it. I will post a video later on telling you guys nice little bits of stuff about the Titans Hunt series, but that's not right now. Just kind of some nice starting off points. Where Red Hood and the Outlaws is now, since it's a DC Rebirth thing, Jason kind of has just wiped the slate clean. He's starting off and he is infiltrating a criminal organization. He's going in and he's going to like seemingly be partnered with Bizarro, which I'm really excited about. I think that's going to be interesting. I'm just really excited about seeing where that series goes, and it's really easy to get into. I mean, at least right now, they've got like 2-3 issues out right now. If you guys can pick them up, definitely do it because Jason Todd is a nice character. He's got a lot of depth to him, and he's not a bad guy. I mean, lots of people think he is a villain. In a way, he is, but he is an anti-hero, which is like my favorite. I love anti-heroes because they're like the rebellious form of heroes, essentially. He doesn't do things like Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman would do, but he gets things done. He kills, he maims, he's ruthless, he does anything, but he is a character. He does love, he does enjoy his friends. I feel like some stuff between him and Roy isn't exactly resolved, which I'm excited to see because I loved their friendship. I thought it was fantastic. Roy was kind of like the softer side, and Jason was definitely the harder, like gruffer, just killed people side, which was definitely interesting. I'm not saying Roy didn't kill people, but you know what I mean. But getting on past that, DC has some like nice stuff, but there are other comic series that I'd like to tell you guys about. Image, I've heard Invincible is fantastic. I really want to get into the series myself. I haven't been able to because of, you know, the 6 million like comics there is in Invincible. It's kind of ridiculous, and finding each one for a relatively, like, I'm not saying cheap price, but finding them where I don't pay out the ass is kind of hard to do. I hope they have some like trades of it. I'm excited to find out. But I've heard it's fantastic. If you've ever watched the Game Over Greggy show on Kind of Funny, that is fantastic. They always talk about like one of their favorite comic series right now that they're reading is Invincible, which is awesome. I really want to start reading it. If you guys are wanting to get into Vertigo, like the Fables series is just fantastic. If you guys watched or played The Wolf Among Us, that is based, or The Wolf Among Us is actually based on the Fables series that follows Bigby Wolf and Snow White. It's really like kind of a romance story between them and shows all the rest of the Fables and their lives, which I think is fantastic. Fabletown is a great, like, it's all fantastic, and I'm so excited to read more. I think it's going to be great. There's a lot of like other good comics that Vertigo makes. I actually like Image, I believe, makes Saga, and I'm really excited to read those because I think they're probably pretty fantastic. I've heard they're really good. They look very similar to what Vertigo made with Fables and what they did with Ferris, which I'm pretty excited to read as well. There's just a lot of good comics out there that I would definitely recommend reading. Putting those with some others, I mean, Image also had Walking Dead, not just Invincible, but I wouldn't just jump right into The Walking Dead because that is all about continuity. It's all about a single story, which definitely like threads from the beginning to where it is now, which I definitely recommend just reading through all the old trades, like the big fat books. Make sure you guys read through those before you just hop right in. I mean, diving in is always nice, but there's so many back issues. I feel like by the time you read all the back issues, you're going to be so far behind. You just need to, like, kind of read, like, fucking in chronological order, basically. And trades is the easiest way to do that because they have them on. It's really nice. Dark Horse makes some, like, Mass Effect comic books, which are really good. They make they made the No Man's Sky comic. I don't know if they're going to continue that. It'd be cool if they did. But they also make the Star Wars comic books. So if you guys are into Star Wars, they have those. It's like Anakin and Obi-Wan. They have some really good stuff. I actually want to start reading them myself, but I haven't. I mean, Dark Horse is kind of a hard one to get into. They're kind of like a more realistic version of everything. I do like Dark Horse. It's just kind of hard to get into and find a comic book that I really, really want to read. But that's about it for this video today. To summarize, basically, The Astonishing Ant-Man, good for Marvel, good jumping off point. Well, that's if you like Ant-Man or like the movie. It's fantastic. Nice little segues between the two. And you've got, for DC, you've got Nightwing, you got Red Hood and the Outlaws, which is great. Both starting over, fantastic. For Image, you've got Invincible, maybe some Walking Dead if you've read the others. Wouldn't recommend jumping right into it. Just like Titans, I wouldn't recommend jumping right into without Titans Hunt. And like some other stuff, I mean, Fables if you want to read Vertigo, which is fantastic. Boom has The Traveler, which actually got me into comic books. I didn't say it before, but Boom is really good. I would definitely recommend picking up some of the Traveler comic books. It's not an ongoing series anymore. I hope they bring it back. It was really good. I would definitely recommend reading the like essentially miniseries that it is. It's really fantastic. And you've also got Vertigo, Fables, Fairest, Saga, I believe is made by Image or Vertigo, I can't really remember, but there's just so much out there you guys definitely need to read. If you guys like this video, make sure you like it down below, helps me out a bunch. Make sure you subscribe for all my upcoming content, whether it's movies, games, books, comics, like toys, anything like that. Make sure you guys subscribe so you get all of my upcoming videos. And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Simply Hawkward. We can chat there about literally anything. I don't give a shit. I will talk about anything. It's whatever. And make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. If you guys like these videos, like why you subscribed, because I know you did. Yeah, what's up? I can tell the future. I love time travel. Obviously, I can tell the future because of that. And whether you guys like feel like these are good jumping off points, what you guys think good jumping off points would be, because I would love to start off with what you guys want. I would love to start reading series that you guys are so I can better communicate to you. Plus, I bet they're fantastic. I mean, you know, you smart people. And that's about it for me today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.